Hi, I'm Chuck Dorsett for Weaver Leathercraft, and this is the Leather Element. If you've got a good question for us or a good idea for a leather element, drop it in the comment box below. Shop Tricks Part 5. We've got some more tricks for you. I hope it's solid, quality information, because the point here, let's have a better time in our shop. And if we do, our project is most certainly going to show that. So let's start over here. This is a problem I see commonly, but it's got an easy fix. I tend to secure my buckles, D's, O's, and clips with Chicago screws. Easy in, and they're replaceable, very strong. But if we want to step that up, go very professional, we can always sew our buckle or D or clip in. Here's the problem. I don't want to sew across my strap. Right here, this is a dress belt. It's not made for strength by any means. But the problem is, right here, I now have half the strap strength. Right there, I could probably tear that with my fingers. I see this on dress belts all the time. But if we think about it, if we use a chisel, diamond flat, or a sewing machine, now we have half the strength of this strap. So a 1-inch strap, I'm basically dealing with a 1/2 inch or less. That's going to tear on me. With a buckle, say a dress belt, or just a casual belt, we're not necessarily looking for a lot of strength. But when we jump over to lead ropes, leashes, leads, now we do need that strength. So I don't want to sew across, but all told, takes a little more time, but doesn't that look good? And that is very secure. This one may seem like it's easy to figure out, but it certainly caught me and it was frustrating. If you're new to leather, this is simply a wooden strap cutter. This will be the most affordable, durable, useful tool in your shop. The blades are inexpensive and easy to change. But when we change these out, we can run into a problem. So right here, all we have to do, I can set this. Let's see, we're set at 1 inch. Look at that. How easy is that? Just cuts through that leather like butter, okay? Let's change out our blade. So we're going to loosen our top screw. There's our blade right there. I've got 2 screws on the end. So let's loosen those. Pull that apart. There we go. There's our blade. Now, when we're replacing this, let's make sure we've got our cutting edge towards our numbers. Okay, the blade's in. So when we come back through our handle, notice on my handle, let's see if I can get a good shot. Notice we're flat across here, but we've got an indentation cut right there. There we go. We want to make sure our numbers, or our cutting, our blade, struggling with that, our blade comes out on this side. And you'll see exactly what I mean. So let's pull that through. Let's bring that out. There we go. There's a 3/4 inch. So now when I strap, I have no problem, okay? Here's the problem. If we pull that arm through, notice my cut's away from my blade. What's going to happen is when I try to cut now, my leather is going to hit that hard corner, and I'm not going to be able to pull that through. Very frustrating. Until we actually look at it, it's hard to figure that out. Now I can pull that out. There we go. And it'll still strap. But if we make sure we've got that indentation, that cut on our blade or on our blade side, we will have no issues using that. One of the most frustrating things in my shop is when my groover head gets clogged up. It's never a problem on the veg tan, but when I jump over to high oil or high wax content leathers, that can clog up. And what happens is that wax will compress in there, makes it very difficult to clean out. What I can do is take a beading needle. Now, we don't always have beading needles in our shop, so there's other ways we can go. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in from the cutting side. So we've got a larger hole on the back side and a smaller on the cutting. So now this is a needle. So what's going to happen is basically it's going to compress that leather in there, and it's going to make it hard to get out. So let's do this. Let's flip that around. That needle's small enough to where I can get it in that side. There we go. We're going to dig some of that leather out. Dig out enough to where we've got a little tab. So I can either pull on that or from this side. In fact, it came out. How's that for being on camera? I never thought that would happen. But we still have a little bit in here. So let's come in from the other side. There we go. That's going to push that little plug right out. Now, we don't all have lacing or beading needles. A small fabric sewing needle will work. A safety pin is pretty good, but this is funny. We all have these in our shop or our house. It's simply a staple, but it's small enough where I can get that in on the front side. But the cool part there, very strong metal for that small size. So that's going to push that through very easily. I love the turquoise and the crystal rivets. These are a really nice touch. They can really dress up a project. But there's two problems. First off, not flat. So it's hard to get that to set straight. Secondly, if we set this on our quartz, we're just going to crush that. We don't have an anvil for these. So let's do this. Let's just make an anvil. I'm going to take 2 pieces of scrap, 7 to 8, 8 to 9 ounce, give that some good cushion. Going to glue these together with contact cement. So let's do this. Let's wet this. Now, we don't want it thoroughly soaked, but let's get some good water in there. Good. Okay, let's give that about 5 minutes dry time. That looks good. Let's take a rivet just in another piece of scrap. Let's drive that through, snap our cap on. Now, let's lay that upside down on our anvil and let's just set a rivet. Good. And thus we have an anvil. Let's let this dry. So, first off, it's stable. But secondly, we've got some cushion below that. We'll never crack a cap. When I'm working on a new pattern for a new project, I'll drop in my utility holes. Holes for rivets or screws or billets. But I want to create my design or my decoration pattern separately. There's a couple of good reasons for this. First off, I know me. I'm going to make a mistake in measuring. If I do that here, I toss it, move on. But if I do that on my formal pattern, now that mistake is always going to be there. But the second reason, kind of a segue into that, now we're making this a blank. So therefore, we can drop in all manner of design wherever we want, as long as we've got 2 anchor points. In fact, this is the pattern from the briefcase video. So I'm going to drop in a Mexican basket weave and a spot on both ends. So there we go. I can lay that right in. I know exactly where that's going to fit. But now I've got a blank pattern. So I can drop in a straight line if I want, or I can drop these in at an angle. So therefore, this isn't becoming, again, a big confusing mess with multiple designs on it. The last reason, and this is the best, these are now free-floating patterns. I've got stacks of these where I've actually gone to the trouble to measure these out, but let's keep that, because somewhere along the way, I'm going to be able to use that again. I hope this is quality, solid information for you, because again, the point here, let's have a better time in our shop, and if we do, our project will definitely show that. But at the same time, if I'm having a good time in my shop, for me, my whole thing is better. I hope you're the same way. So thanks for taking the time to watch The Leather Element. Good luck with your projects.